Hey everyone, this is Christina from Movie Musings. Today I'll be reviewing Despicable Me. The Netflix synopsis reads, Villainous Gru, played by Steve Carell, lives up to his reputation as a despicable, deplorable, and downright unlikable guy when he hatches a plan to steal the moon from the sky. But he has a tough time staying on task after 3 orphans land in his care. Julie Andrews voices the role of Gru's malevolent mother in this comical animated tale, with Jason Segel, Kristen Wiig, Will Arnett, and Danny McBride rounding out the ensemble cast. It's directed by Pierre Coffin and Chris Renaud. My thoughts on this? So, we all want to be good at something, and the general saying is that if you work very hard and stay focused, you will succeed. So Gru has worked very hard to make himself the #1 villain in the world. He and his countless yellow, adorable minions have stolen the Statue of Liberty and the Eiffel Tower. Yes, they were the smaller versions from Las Vegas, but the intent is still there. The problem is that there's this new, younger villain in town, Vector, and he's usurped Gru's title by stealing the Great Pyramids from Giza. To claim his former title again, Gru plans to, pause for effect, steal the moon! Suddenly there was this giant rivalry between the two villains, who had the better weapons, who had more pizzazz, who was just more evil. And, it seems like a good competition and all, but it's not always going to work out that way, is it? I mean, it seems like the story's already going to be a little specific, a little predictable, but that's not always the case. 3 little orphans, Margot, Edith, and Agnes, cute as buttons in their own ways. They happened to come across Gru's home because they were selling cookies. So Gru hatched up this plan to get them inside Vector's modern lair. It almost seemed cruel, but I told myself, there's no way this guy is as heartless as he wished. It's usually a character like Gru. They're trying to compensate for lack of something else. And in this case, he wanted to become the best villain in the world and finally have some recognition and even more boldly, some praise from his detached mother. Throughout the movie, we saw into Gru's childhood memories. He was constantly trying to impress his mom, only to face a stinging rejection every time. It's like she didn't care. And you did feel bad for him every time. I pitied him because Gru was just this overgrown little lonely boy. I also expected Gru to develop a soft spot for the little girls, but I will not spoil the film by going into details about that development. I will say this. It was poignant to see Gru and the minions change their goals and their ideas on how to have a great time because of these lovable kids. But that's for you to decide, should you want to see it. It also seems like most of the cast put on this funny accent for their characters. Jason Segel's voice came off as the dorky kid in every high school who's always trying to be uber cool, It's not that I'm putting down his efforts. They did make me laugh, which I think was the intent. This was a comedy after all. I also think that Steve Carell was a great voice choice because of his wide vocal range. The thing is, I couldn't pinpoint the accent he was doing. It was something maybe Eastern European, but I liked it anyway. I did like it. I did pick up on plenty of Spanish words used by the minions, even though they were supposed to have their own language. Some of it was English, a lot of it was Spanish, with this, and they all spoke with this very fast, high-pitched voice, which I found delightful. Trust me, they induced many giggle fits. I also think that the girls chosen for the roles of Margot, played by Miranda Cosgrove, Edith, played by Dana Gayer, and Agnes, played by Elsie Fisher, did a great job with their voice tonalities. Margot couldn't be older than 13, but because of the circumstances of their lives, she had to mature very quickly, which her no-nonsense voice implied. Edith, I'm guessing was around 9 years old, had this tough girl facade, but she was really the softie. I knew it, and I knew she was. And little Agnes was just a cutie patootie all around. Lastly, Hans Zimmer supervised the score, but it was composed by trendsetter musician artist Pharrell Williams. The soundtrack fit perfectly with the movie, an example of a cheerful song. Fun, fun, fun. Fit in with the happy-go-lucky day that Gru had with the girls at the amusement park. Overall, I give this movie an A+. for just a wonderful project all around. Thank you very much. I'm Christina from Movie Musings. Please come back with your own thoughts, whether you agree, violently disagree, or just want to say hello. Bye.